Hi, my name is Cynthia. This is my age-appropriate expectation presentation. Student age group and teacher count, age group 3 to 4 years old. Number of teachers, 2, Ms. Tia, me, Mr. Ramon. Classroom expectations. Use walking feet, use inside voices, be polite to our friends, keep our hands and feet to ourselves, use our words, clean up after ourselves. The expectations of my classroom guides children's behavior by helping the children understand how they are expected to interact with their learning environment, their peers, and their teacher. Behavior expectations are the appropriate behaviors expected from children during specific activities and routines. To help my students learn the expectations of the classroom, I incorporate pictures with each one. Playground and routine expectations. We sit at the table. The tables are where the children play with table toys, eat their meals, and where they do their projects and name practices. We put toys back where we got them from. My students put materials back where they belong when they are done playing with them and during cleanup times. We sit and wait in line to go outside. When we transition to go outdoors, we sit in a line, form a train, and wait patiently to be taken outside. We wash our hands before and after sand and water play. Everyone must wash their hands before engaging with the sand and water tables for their health and safety. My expectations during play and routine help my students understand the differences between what's expected at school and what's expected at home. This helps young children learn how they are expected to interact with their peers and learning environment. Age appropriateness of expectations. The expectations of my classrooms are suitable for the age group of my students. At this stage of development, preschool children begin to show more independence and are able to follow 2 to 3 step directions, as highlighted in building supportive environments, setting rules and expectations. The older they get, the more structure I see they like and they need because that's how they make sense of the world, really, and their environment. So some of the Head Start ELOF domains that I connected with these are approaches to learning, subdomain emotional and behavioral self-regulation. Child follows classroom rules and routines with increasing independence. Social and emotional development, subdomains, sense of identity and belonging. Child expresses confidence in own skills and positive feelings about self. Language and literacy, subdomain, print and alphabet knowledge. Child demonstrates an understanding of how print is used, functions of print, and the rules that govern how print works, conventions of print. And cognition, math, and science, subdomain, geometry, and spatial. The child explores the position of objects in space. Improvements for age appropriateness, some changes or adjustments, adjusting expectations to reflect the child and their family's practices. An example of this is early childhood educators may find that the expectation of some children and families they serve do not fit their framework for positive guidance. Culturally responsive positive guidance requires educators to understand and mandate differing views on child guidance between home and school contexts. Incorporating children and their family practices, traditions, and values into their learning environment is important. When I look at the expectations of my classroom, adjusting them to reflect the practices of the families I serve, young children benefit when teachers and families establish healthy partnerships and define common goals or developmental outcomes for children. For example, we sit at the table mealtimes. Some families don't sit at the table for mealtimes. Clean up after ourselves. For some families, that task is meant for adult figures. Putting the child's individual needs into consideration when planning, developing, and implementing expectations on how children should interact with their peers and learning environment. Communication of expectations, how my expectations are communicated are through visual cues, pictures, photos, examples, role play. Rules and expectations make more sense to children when they are illustrated, discussed in large groups such as circle time. Paired with visual cues, clear expectations, and predictable routines promote the children's understanding of appropriate behaviors. Appropriateness of communication. My communication methods are effective and age appropriate because they build on the independence of the children. Simple and can be visibly seen. Are stated in child appropriate language instead of the teacher telling you. To improve communications, I could incorporate music and songs. Singing directions capture their attention more than our normal voices. Promote problem solving skills by providing children with words to use, which can be implemented by cards with pictures of problem solving strategies. Cultural and family values alignment. I feel like my expectations are aligned with children's cultural and family values, but I am slowly learning about each family, so there are some needed adjustments. Encouraging young children's self-help skills in order to foster independence, such as helping children with putting on their shoes or a coat. Children who may not eat meals at a table create a clean space for meal times and provide books on this topic. Expectations create a positive, predictable learning environment by providing children with a safe and supportive learning environment, letting children know what to expect during their day. Children learn the differences of expectations at school and at home. So, and my expectation supports relationships and interactions by creating a buddy system. One child supports the next child to make good decisions, giving children choices which can enhance the reinforcement nature of the activities and thus will help smooth transitions within routines. My expectations reduce stress and promote safety by looking at the space in the learning environment. Too little space or too big of a space can cause challenging behaviors in young children. So it's good to observe your environment to ensure that it's promoting positive, appropriate behaviors. Ensuring that the environment is calm and safe. When children feel safe, welcomed, and have a calm environment, they are able to exhibit self-regulation skills and it reduces stress on the children. And these are my references. The only AI tools that were used in this presentation were to generate citations and in-text citations for my resources.